phalanx has entered high orbit. Heretics, turn to your dark gods and beg for mercy, for you shall receive none from us.
Well, shit. Hello, Internet Land. I am Big D, the Gamecraft Dragon. In the distance behind me, you see our lovely
Bluetooth
Phoenix.
Pairing.
We have our lovely Bluetooth telling what's going on here. And for today's F It, We're Doing It Live, I have a co-host of none other than the Commodore. Hello, Internet Land, and we are live. F It, We're Doing It Live. We just spent part of the afternoon eating tacos and killing each other, and thought we'd just drop in and say hi to all of you. How you doing, everybody? Lady Dragon's here, but she's over there painting and shit. And in the background, you can see the Plague Child. There she is, our Lady Dragon.
Mother Pig!
Hello, Mother Pig and Cinna Dave. How everybody?
Really big hat.
Well,
I haven't made him one yet.
So, as everybody knows, this friend of the show, friend of the family, and our admin for people to keep things under control here with adjutant use of the phalanx. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
No problem.
Yeah, all right. Good to see you.
It's a Saturday, so the live chat can go a little bit more crazy tonight, but I can still pop up in there and start making some nuclear strikes.
All right. So,
Mostly insane.
So we were playing some Kill Team today. The battle report's going to be a shit show, and we're going to love it. So, hey, Ben, how you doing, buddy? You actually, Ben.
Ben's a good guy.
Yeah, Ben's a great guy. That's our man, Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Ben has the best looking Grey Knights I've ever seen.
He does. I keep telling him that. Those Grey Knights are amazing. Adjust the camera here a little bit, get a little bit more background here. Make sure we get a good shot of the Lady Dragon's butt. Hi there.
Because everybody totally wants to see my rear end.
Who doesn't? Oh, all right.
Hey, people see you listening, please. No, they seem more pleased when they see other parts of me.
So this is the madness that is a Saturday Night F It. We'll do it live.
It's interesting to be on this side of the screen.
Yeah. So, like I said, we decided to have some friends and family over. The lovely Phoenix is my niece. She is the daughter of, as everybody knows, the legendary Alex Drake, who shows up in our chat now and again. She since last night, since we were talking last night with Frost and Fist, those orcs I was painting up while we're on live stream are done. You'll see them on Instagram later tonight. And
Raina's also done. She will be up on Instagram later tonight.
There you go. Your brain is done. And our challenge is primed.
He is never going to let that one go.
No, we're not going to let it down. You know why? Because the gauntlet.
No! Don't you fucking
The gauntlet.
And that just went behind the desk.
That was a nice brush. Key emphasis on was.
The gauntlet. The gauntlet. Oh. This is the essence of what Warhammer is about. This really is.
You losing good brushes?
This is the spending the better part of this day with friends and family, throwing dice, throwing brushes, and just losing our minds. So that being said, since we have a special guest on, we're gonna do a little Q&A here. I didn't get to let him know I was doing this here, so now I can tell he's got the headlights going, oh crap. So
I'd like to point out it was his idea, but now we're going, what does Weather Pig say?
Keep an eye out for my upload in a few days. You guys have a Oh no! All right, excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Weather Pig. I know you commented on it earlier, man. I loved your video earlier. I was watching earlier today where you got a Mythos for calling you out. That was hilarious. So we're gonna go back to my days as a journalist, which I was briefly in the military. In all seriousness. So, how long have you been playing Warhammer 40K? How long have you been playing?
Since I was probably like 15, 16.
So
17 years.
All right. 17 years. So you've been playing a while. That's cool.
On and off, it is plastic crack for a reason. You stop, but you never officially get out. They always pull you back in.
Yep. I was up for 25 years and I got pulled back in. So.
I started in Warhammer Fantasy, playing that. I remember starting on that. That's how I met some of my best friends too. Was through Warhammer Fantasy. So playing Dark Elves, Empire, Doors for a little bit. Dark Elves were my main army when I played Warhammer Fantasy.
Okay.
Then I got into 40K. 40K has always been it's always been Marines, Guard, and Tau. But now, as you know, I've got my Imperial Knights, my big boys.
Beautiful Knights. If you haven't checked out his Instagram, he's the Nightly Gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Go out, check out his stuff. His Knights are fabulous. They even look better with his great photographer making his stuff look good. But no, in all seriousness, seeing them up close, I mean, his Knights are fabulous. They really are. And his Guard, not his Guard, I'm sorry, his Marines. His Marines are fabulous.
Mm-hmm. I take those compliments very carefully because, I thought my stuff was okay. I'm not used to people being amazed by my stuff, but
it's good stuff. I mean, you're a good painter.
Thank you.
So, so currently, I mean, you're playing Knights, and now you're building up this Fist. What do you call your guys' Fists again?
They're an Imperial Fist successor chapter. They're all Primaris. They're going to be known as the Imperial Wardens.
Imperial Wardens. Yep. All right, cool. And yeah, you've got a kind of a unique paint scheme on them.
It's inspired by the Heresy era of Imperial Fist, where you have a lot of the armor being like a dark iron, and then the yellow being in the shoulder pads and the helmet. I did a little bit more of my own take on it with the knee pads, the fists, the shoulder pads, and the helmets being yellow, with the rest of the army being like a gray metallic, which was really just lead belcher with gray contrast over it. And everyone's looking at it like, oh, how'd you do this? Like, how many layers of silver? And it's just, I literally just put some lead belchers down and took some gray contrast.
And that's
highlighting the silver at the end.
And that's the thing. The contrast stuff, I mean, it's incredible what you can do with contrast. If you have a little patience and you have a little time and you work with it, you can get some incredible effects out of contrast. I'm a big fan.
I will say though, if you're not careful with contrast, it can bite you in the butt.
Oh, it can look like crap. Yeah, I mean, there's a definite learning curve. I would say there's a definite learning curve.
Because I tried the yellow contrast when I was doing the fists that I was working on, and that shoulder pad region. If you don't pull the contrast wash right, it'll pull up and you get some really distortion on it. So that's when I stole your yellow style.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, when I'm using yellow, I actually just use it's Averland Sunset, but I water it way down and I just I glaze it on in multiple layers over like a beige or a white.
See, I don't water it down in mine. I do the standard, give it a little water to thin it out, but then I just use it like a layer paint.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing about Averland. If you don't glop it on, if you're really careful with putting on put it on thinning coats, you get really good effect out of it. I know it's not as far as that other yellow. There was another yellow they used to have that was really bad for glopping. That was like I forget what it was called. It was like it was like an Inari yellow or some other. I forget the name of the other yellow, but it was just.
Is it still in production?
Yeah, I think it is. It's another.
It's a yellow.
Yeah, it's a yellow. It has real problems with coating. Gray base for yellow. Yeah, I typically actually,
Uriel yellow?
yeah, Uriel yellow. It has real problems if you don't thin it, and then the problem is it doesn't coat
Which is
real well.
weird because Talons yellow.
Yeah.
Very bright compared to Imperial Fist.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's meant as a highlight color more than anything else, at least the way I've used it. But I mean, again, with the wolves, I mean, the yellow that I'm using is more like your base coat yellow. You know, I'm just a huge fan of Aberlin Sunset. I love the intensity of Aberlin Sunset. So
it's a good yellow. It's a good bright, not too bright where it's just gonna like overwhelm the model, but it's a good, like, if you use it as a focal point.
Yeah, it's got a light orangey color. It's got like, a light orangish to it. That's just perfect. Yeah, you know, that's true, Weather Pig. You taking a thin yellow built up from a brown, you get a very rich yellow. That's why I normally, like, when I'm doing it, I actually use for my beige, really not a beige. I actually use Vallejo Ivory as my base, and it works out really well. But yeah, I imagine using over like a light brown. I can imagine if you're using. I'm a big fan of Vallejo paints, just so it's said. I imagine if you use like over their saddle brown, you could really get some really nice coverage on that too. Their saddle leather brown would be really good because it's a very yellowish brown. And yeah, let's take a quick peek here at a couple of these, because these are some really fabulous figures. Again, if you have not been to his Instagram, please. The Nightly Gamer, his stuff is really good. Yeah, you know, Mini Warbot, I've seen that and I've tried it, and you do get a really warm. Everybody has their own tricks for yellow because yellow is such a touchy color. Goobertown, who I'm a big fan of, he actually, when he's going to paint yellow, he primes the figures and does a zenithal in pink, and the warmness of the pink comes through in the yellow and makes it a very warm, bright yellow, which is surprising. But actually, I don't know, it comes out with an orangey yellow, which comes out like an Aberlin Sunset.
He did that for the Chaos?
Yeah, he did a Chaos Army. The big thing to understand, though, keep in mind with Goobertown, he uses a lot of Army Painter paints. And it is noticeable with Army Painter, their paints are far more translucent. What you would consider their base paints are about as translucent as the Citadel layer paints. The equivalent of their layer paints are almost glazed thin. I mean, they're just. I don't mind their paints.
They want you to do 2 thin coats. They want you to do 2 thin
Yeah,
coats.
exactly. They don't want you to do 2 thin coats. They want you to do 3 thin coats and glaze. The Army Painter method uses a lot of glazing, so their paints are a lot more transparent. They're good paints, though. I'm not knocking them. They are a great paint. I actually have a couple of them in my box. But yeah, his Fist successor, this paint job is just such a dynamic and just an interesting paint job because it's not the typical. It's a very atypical looking that yellow, but he's still. I mean, it's a good color. It's a good color and a good combination. It is really catching when you see them on the table. When we get this battle report written up, you'll see them. I mean, they really do kind of pop on the table. That little hint of the yellow.
You can't hide,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And even my snipers, when I'm in the battlefield, their camo cloaks are painted green, brown.
Even in Mike and Josiah there. Hey, hi there. Yeah. Baneblade Brown. Mike Hawkins.
Hi, Mike.
So yeah, Baneblade Brown. Yeah, that'd be a good one to do them too. Now you just do straight yellow though. You were saying
the yellow, I think. Yeah, it's literally just Aberlin Sunset and
now
a little bit of outlining with. I actually use normal.
No, you do normal. Yeah, I do Agrex to get the brown with it. Do you prime in black or gray, or do you do a zenithal prime? How do you do your priming?
I literally just use Games Workshop standard like black primer, and then I do a spray coat of lead belchers. Like, one thing you'll notice with a lot of the armies I paint, most of the time, like, I try and pick a color I can use the army spray paint into, like, so I have as like the easiest thing to paint as I can. So like My Marines are mostly metal, so I use that lead belcher, and then I kind of do the gray contrast over to kind of bring it down a little bit.
Of the three of us back here.
One on YouTube, because I'm not painting minis, I'm painting terrain.
Plague Child's got their Necron terrain that they're painting.
Well, they're painting Imperial trenches.
Yeah, so definitely one of them two.
Wait,
yes.
Speaking of
Plague Child is
speaking
painting.
Speaking of Plague Child's Necrons, which look really awesome. Plague Child official challenge on your Necrons.
What?
Oh, looks like
So yeah, throwing down another gauntlet.
Wait a minute.
Don't.
Where's the brush? Where's the brush?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
No, wait,
I've already lost.
It's a game. No, it's a game. I need to throw a dice.
The gauntlet is thrown.
Challenge accepted.
Yes.
Oh.
If you guys would like to donate to Big D's Brush Fund, please feel free to jump on that Patreon.
I do have Patreon. And just know that your $3 Patreon membership not only gets you into our Discord where you can see some of the madness that goes on, but I buy cheap ass brushes, and a $3 is 3/4 of the pack of brushes I buy to do my painting with.
Whereas if I actually were to get $3, I would use it to go actually buy some of the really nice paints that I found. Paintbrush, or a very nice paintbrush that I found. It's $3.99 that has. It was so nice. It has a big old fat body, so it's really good to hold. Easy.
Point to be made is that Lady Dragon works at an art store.
Ooh, do you get an employee discount?
Yes, I do.
Well, now.
You got the look.
Paintbrushes.
It's my birthday.
That is the point. The whole reason we're getting together today, again, you brush over that way a little bit, is so that we can celebrate the date of birth of the lovely Phoenix, my niece, who we have infected with our hobby. She was already there. We just kind of it was a nudge. It wasn't the full you're done. No, it was because she was already a great painter. I mean, she already had good stuff. She was already painting. She's already a D&D player. I mean, it's all good. Let me see. Show this. This is
Wow. Everyone, I believe, is going to be rooting for you.
This is Phoenix working on her Stormcast. I like the copper. That's a unique color take on them. That's a really good look for them. Look at this, guys. I like the look on this base. Look at the stonework with the dirt around it. That is a really good look. Here you go.
Wait, no, your rain is done for now. She's done for now.
Not over a year. I bought her for you for our wedding anniversary in June. You've had her for almost a year. Yes. No, I bought her in the June anniversary. Oh. Yes, my wife and I had 2 wedding anniversaries because we got married twice. I loved her so much, I married her twice.
More accurately, I browbeat him until he said to...
I married her once legally. Another time I put on a party for other people.
Wait, I wasn't at either one of these, so you got to throw a third one.
You're here today. Shut up and paint.
Forget my reach.
So yeah, we got it going on around here. We got a house full of painting and gaming and some wondrousness.
Lots of wine and alcohol.
Yeah.
There was alcohol involved.
Let's just say when Lady D was complaining about me on Tuesday,
we all joined in.
I'm not even close to how sober I was on Tuesday.
Yeah, we.
I'm sober adjacent. I'll just leave it at that. And that's the joy of Warhammer. Warhammer and beer, Warhammer and Baileys, Warhammer and just dice. It's a good day. It's a good day.
Which is weird because I think actually in the headquarters down in Dallas for like Games Workshop, their Warhammer Citadel or whatever, you can get beer and stuff.
Oh yeah, they got a full like bar and grill there. It's basically Applebee's with Warhammer, which to me sounds lit as F.
Technically, you go to Applebee's and reserve a table and you start playing Warhammer, but you're ordering beverages and like their chicken fajitas or whatever. Can they kick you out?
You know, they won't because you're still ordering food from them. That was the shame of 42 finally closing.
No, that's right.
42. We used to have a pub here in town that was a nerd gamer pub called 42.
Oh, that's right. They have a bar. They have they sell Bugman's Ale there.
Yeah.
Which those were some. If you go back in the Warhammer Fantasy, the old world, they had models of Bugman's Rangers. Those are some good-looking, like drunken dwarf Rangers.
You know, the really funny thing is they actually had a model for the Bugman's Inn.
Yes,
they actually
that's
had it.
right. I don't know if it was in a White Dwarf. I think it was in a White Dwarf. They did a mission you could do where like the doors are defending the brewery, and like either like goblins are sneaking in and they're trying to like either like steal the brew or poison the brew. But like that, yeah, I remember that. That was a good one.
Yeah. Funny note here, and this is a weird thing talking about Warhammer World. By the way, Mike says it's finally good to see a face with a name there. It's good to see. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that too. Interesting point. In the United States specifically, or North America specifically, the Warhammer World in Dallas is the biggest Warhammer store in the country.
Yep.
You know what the second biggest store in the country is, don't you?
That would be our local.
That would be our local one that we have here in Milwaukee.
Yep.
It's actually the second biggest.
Ours is bigger than a walk-in closet.
Yeah, a lot of the stores, if you've been to them, they are pretty much, they got like one, maybe two gaming tables and then sales space, and they might have a painting bench. The one we have here in Milwaukee has 3 full painting benches, plus a huge long teaching bench. Plus there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gaming tables to play at.
One's used to there's 6 gaming tables, 7 gaming tables, and then one of the tables is used to kind of show off products.
But he's pulled all the stuff off there, so he's got it for gaming right now.
Ooh,
so you haven't been there.
8.
So, and that's the thing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You don't remember when the Layton store first opened. So this is roughly when Apocalypse was first brought out.
The first Apocalypse.
The first Apocalypse, not the most recent one. When Apocalypse first came back, they had a midnight release of Apocalypse, and they pushed all 8 tables together to make one giant battlefield. Like they had to like have like spaces in the middle, like for people to climb underneath the tables to move stuff around. And they had a battle where people would literally like it took like 2 hours to set everything up. People got to go home and then they got to come in later in the morning and play like almost like 24 hours of Apocalypse.
Oh,
that's
wow,
how big this was.
That's crazy. You know, those 2 big in the middle of the store, there's 2 tables that they took the middle bar out, so they actually have.
Weather Pig, I'm very jealous that you've been to Warhammer World. I've seen photos and videos that people showed there. That's on a bucket list for me.
Yeah, that actually is me too. I want to make it to England, and I want to make it to England for 3 reasons. It's really stupid, but I want to make it to England for 3 reasons. I want to go to Stonehenge. I want to go to Glastonbury Tour because I'm a huge Arthurian mythos guy. So Stonehenge and Glastonbury Tour are the 2 big things I got to go. And I want to go to Nottingham so I can go to Warhammer World. You know?
Well, actually, it's a funny thing, too, that they did for when they released that one, that Gene Stealer cult leader that's like he's like next to like a computer screen or whatever.
Yeah.
The actual design they have shown is the building layout of the Warhammer World at Nottingham.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, you know, on those middle 2 tables, they took the board out between the 2 of them so you can play them as a 16-foot long or 12-foot long, 4-foot long board. If you look at those 2 tables, they did that there in Milwaukee.
What's going on?
People are telling Big D to tell the elves to keep painting.
Drinking.
But recently, the reason I'm bringing it up is that there was a recent Apocalypse fight on that table where a couple of guys got together. Who's the guard guy? I can never remember it. Why can I not remember his name? Because I got too much.
Jake?
No,
Jack?
not Jake.
No, Jack.
No, not Jack. The
Huh?
other guy. The
Hondo?
Hondo. Thank
Yep.
you.
Hondo, who's got Hans, who likes to sing the song.
Yes, Hondo versus somebody playing the Necrons. They did an apocalypse. They did a narrative.
Wait, just the two of them?
Yes.
No one else gave their armies to chip in or anything?
No, they played a narrative apocalypse game on the full length of the board. They set up one board as a city board and the other one as the outskirts. Hondo set up on the far end of the board and was assaulting into the city to take on the Necrons, apparently.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a really cool game. I got to see a couple shots from it. It was on the Leighton Legion board. But I mean, Hondo, he doesn't get on here because he's got a lot going on. Hondo gets talked about a lot because if you ever have a question about lore at our local store, Hondo's the guy to ask because he's freaking read and practically memorized every freaking book in the series.
And he's hilarious to talk to.
And he's hilarious because he's got a good sense of humor about it. It just, again, we've been really blessed.
Mhm.
I mean,
He
the
painted
local
all of his
Leighton.
guards to look like Nazis, and one of them's even named Hans, and he likes to sing the song that London Bridge is falling down.
They're very silly. I mean, in all seriousness,
Team 4-star. Dragon Balls.
we've been really blessed because that local store is, I mean, there really is just a really good community. I mean,
yeah, it's a tiny community.
I mean, that's the thing. I've talked about it before on here. I mean, Ben is one of our local players. And I mean, Ben went out of pocket to set up and get going and ran a really great kill team tournament. And he and Tina really do a lot to keep things going at that store, to keep people engaged and keep people involved and just keep games going. I mean, that's why we have Wednesday night War Cry, Friday night Kill Team. There's almost always a couple of AOS games going on the weekends. I mean,
I think we're still trying to get a Blood Bowl league together again.
there's a Blood Bowl league that's trying to get together. There's an AOS escalation league that I've been hearing that they're trying to get together. I've got to
Wait, the AOS is going on. Escalation is going on right now.
It is going on right now because I got a 500-point army I've been trying to get together to play because I've got my guys. I got my Stormcast.
I keep thinking about starting an Age of Sigmar army. I just don't know which one I want to do.
Well, what do you like?
I picked it. How I
Models?
picked it is
You like models. He's like me. We like models.
Like I see so many of them, and like I'm like, oh, I want to paint it this way and this way. Like
all
I
of them.
really wish when they did the new release for
Hey,
the Seraphon, aka Lizardmen, just call them Lizardmen.
hey, they came, but you know why they do that?
Yes.
That's the same reason why they're elves
Yeah.
and Dwarden and Oruks because you can't
gotta copyright.
You gotta copyright.
But like they didn't come up with like new Lizardmen models. I mean, they got a new battle tome and Pyramid Train. Pyramid Train's cool,
The pyramid
which
train.
could make a really cool Necron model, in my opinion.
Oh, that would be.
Like instead of
Or
doing the standard
just,
like Egyptian style,
or
like
just
step pyramid.
just do it as just Necron colors. Just to put it on a Necron based
Mhm.
board would be really cool, especially with that lightning ball at the top there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike, you had your first loss in Kill Team with your Grey Knights against Tau.
How did Grey Knights lose?
For the greater good, glory to the Tau Empire.
Hold the hell up.
Okay, here's the thing about Tau.
No.
Screw the Tau. No, I actually can't.
We accept everyone. You just have to follow our exact rules.
And we're gonna cut off your nuts.
What is it? The
Allegedly. Not been proven.
The blue fish people. We're not fish people. We're maybe amphibians. We have hooves.
You gotta have hooves. It can't be fish. What fish has hooves?
Nazi.
Nazi fish do.
I mean, I guess you could call them seahorses. But I mean,
You know,
hooves.
they got that weird slit in the middle of their face. I can't.
That's called their nose.
I don't trust anybody that has a nose that goes up to here. It just doesn't. I can't talk. I have Tau. I love Tau.
I have Tau too.
I actually threw one of my Tau in the bath because I'm repainting them because I still wasn't happy with the paint job.
I'm pretty much going to be repainting mine too. I'm going to strip some of the, but I mean, that's after the Marines and after I finish Marines for their guard then Tau.
See, that's the thing. I'm working on my Just call them what they are. Filthy freaking cow. See, here's the thing. I'm working on my Imperial Guard as I go. I mean, they are as they are. I mean, yeah, you finally can see my hobby mess here.
Which is actually weird because I did get the Psychic Awakenings Greater Good. I still haven't opened it yet. And I know you can do some cool things with Guard and Talon there. So.
Yeah, you were talking about Jake earlier. He made 2 custom regiments.
No, Jack.
Sorry,
Jack, if you see this.
Yeah, it's okay. I beat him. You
beat a small child. I hope you feel proud.
My Death Guard beat him and was happy about it because he brought a Bane Blade to a 1,000-point fight and was all proud of himself. And
then he was. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I beat him on the objective point.
Only infantry.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then those guys are
infantry and characters.
Like, yeah, and they're pretty chewy.
Now my knights lost.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty chewy. I dropped a lot of. I basically beat him the same way I beat you. I basically dropped grenades on anything that could and just walked up and stood on things and went la la la, take me off, la la la.
That's kind of interesting that Death Guard can use the same tactics against Imperial Guard, Swishy Troopers against Imperial Knights, giant metal walking machines.
Well, and I did the same thing to him that I did to you. I'm gonna roll my disgustingly resilient. Did you just hit me with a gigantic cannon? Yeah, I don't care.
We took out Mortarion. I killed.
He did kill Mortarion. He shot a squad of regular Plague Marines with his Baneblade main cannon.
Oh, this doesn't sound good.
And we went, oh, sorry.
He's squishy.
Yeah, okay. I'll grow that back later. We'll be fine. And his las cannons. This man has no luck with las cannons. I'm sorry, Jack, but your las cannons sucked. He couldn't hit with them all game.
Mike's saying new Gaz in the next box set. That's what we were talking about earlier with the new box set with the Space Wolves.
If you were in Frost and Fist's live chat last night,
I popped in for a second.
It's basically been confirmed. There's a new box set coming out for the Fists. I mean, not for the Fists. We were talking about it in Frost and Fists. Damn it. There's a new Wolf and Orc box set. Think of it like the same one they did for the Blood of the Phoenix.
I think it's going to be priced that same way too.
It's going to be priced the same way because they're going to have the same kind of thing. You're going to have 2 command units in here. You're going to have the brand new Blackmane.
Yeah.
You're going to have Gaz in there
with Makari.
But
I wonder how big Gaz is going to be.
Gaz is going to be huge.
So is he going to still be the standard $40, or do you think they're going to go more?
I think he's going to still stay in the $40, but I think honestly, the way they've been talking about him, I'm thinking they're going to put him on a 60mm base. I think they're going to.
They would have to. I mean, if he's supposed to be as big as he is, he should be towering over a Primaris.
He should be the size of a Demon Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
The size of a Demon Prince would be pretty big. Oh wait, Primer?
No. I want to hear you. What are you saying? What about the little? Yeah. Yeah.
She wants you to mention that.
Oh, show me. Give me. So
right here.
I'll be right back.
They're right here.
So I was gifted some of these, and my lovely niece has access to a person that makes.
She knows a guy.
Are these are she makes them for quilting mats?
Those ones are part of the quilting rulers.
Okay, so she makes quilting rulers out of plexiglass.
Very thick plexiglass.
This is probably 1/4 inch thick, but this is pure plexiglass. And I happen to measure it out. This is a 32mm disc. This is a marine base. Completely clear.
Let's see. Mike says he hopes that Gazgul will be the size of a Primaris spread.
Who cares? It's the same thickness. Give me one of your fingers. It's a little thicker, but it's completely clear. How cool is that, though?
Well, they used to do those with the I've seen people take the old
flight stands.
The old flight stands, yeah, for like drones and like
gosh, used to be great for flight stands.
And people would put their models on those.
Yeah.
Like has that. Oh, it's be easy to put down.
Malifaux uses clear bases. I don't think it'd be the size of a Primaris Dread. Honestly, I think Gaz is going to be about the size. I think Gaz is going to be about the size of a Demon Prince. I think he's going to be stuck on a 6.
Demon Prince is roughly around. He's not as. The Demon Prince is as bulky as a Primaris.
Not as bulky as a.
But they're probably the same size.
They're on the same size base. They're on a 60mm.
height-wise, is the Demon Prince the same size as the Dread?
They might, actually, when you think about it, when you look at the old school Dreads, see, I'm so used to the new Primaris Dreads.
I think he's going to be a little bit shorter than Primaris Dread, but I think he's going to be in all that, like, he'll be shorter, but I think because he's going to be on that Mega Knob armor and all that, he's going to be as bulky as.
Well, that's the thing. The Primaris Dread is actually on a 90 millimeter base.
Okay.
So I'm thinking he's going to be on a 60 millimeter base. They might put him on a 40. I'd be disappointed if they put him on a 40. I really think because the whole thing with the orcs is as they get them more powerful, they get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see him stick him on a 60 millimeter base.
That just makes him a bigger target, though, too.
Well, but you know what?
I want to see what his rules are going to be.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him either. He's not going to have more than 10 wounds, so I don't care how big his base is. They're not going to be able to target him. They're not going to put 10 wounds on him. They do not have a release date. They do not have a release date for. They come back to Warhammer or Games Workshop on the 9th. That's when the big release information is going to come out. They're going to do the release on the figures. They're going to do the release on the box. They're going to talk about it all. They're hyping it. They're hyping it big time. I just happened, and Chapter Master Valorak and a couple other people have happened to stumble across a few sources. Supposedly what's going to happen is that box set's going to have Blackmane and Gaz with Makari. There's going to be a new type of infiltrator with shoulder-mounted grenade launchers and a new sculpt for Mega Knobs.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Mega Knobs, that's an old.
It was good, but, like, they're really just, like.
They're just very blocky, and that's an old sculpt. That's like a 15, 20-year-old sculpt. So it really does sound like they're doing the same thing they did with the Blood of the Phoenix box. I'm assuming they're going to stick a vehicle in there for each side as well, like they did with the Blood of the Phoenix. My thoughts,
but like I think some of the stories, like sources going out, like it's supposed to be like an infiltration mission with Ragnar. Like his great company spread out trying to find Gaz, and like that's why they're doing this infiltration.
I'm betting it's going to be the speeders.
A speeder or a tactical warsuit?
Might be a tactical warsuit, which would be cool. One of those. I'm getting the box, so I don't really care. I mean, I'm going to take it whatever it is.
Of course, you're going to get the box. You're going to use both sides of it.
Exactly.
You don't have to split it with anybody.
I don't have to split it with anybody. It's all mine. Mine. Hell, if I had the liquid cash, I would contemplate getting two, and then keep all the figures. But I'd sell the extra Ragnar and the Gaz on eBay. And the Lady Dragon looks at me and goes, "No, I want to paint them." and she says that looking at me, and all I do is I look back past Phoenix and see, isn't there a box of Blood of the Phoenix over there that hasn't even been cracked open?
Thank God I'm sitting in between them, because then there'd be blood on the live stream. Just hair pulling and claws.
The gauntlet is thrown.
If she wanted to, she couldn't.
The gauntlet is thrown.
No one wants to be in the warpath.
Can I moderate you guys in real life?
I'm gonna put you in a 30-second timeout. Or no, it's a 300-second or a 300-second timeout.
I'd like to live.
Told you.
I choose life.
No one wants to get her over her warpath. I will shake you.
She gonna shiv me. Oh.
Have life insurance for him?
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
as a matter of fact, I do.
I'm so excited for Gaz. My only worry about Gaz is the fact that the only worry I have about Gaz is that Gaz is specifically a goth.
No, I got a feeling they're gonna do they did with
Shadow Sun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping, because that's the thing. I'm hoping they do with him what they did with her, and they make him usable in any army. Because my orcs are going to be Death Skulls and Evil Sons.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my boys are gonna be mainly Evil Sons. I like the re-rolling ones roll.
Can I please have
with orcs, yeah, you theoretically can get a lot of ones.
What do you need?
brushes, please?
Use your brushes. Those are my brushes.
For me.
What happened to all the ones you threw around and
They're
all
for
that?
Will.
Oh, for Will. Oh, fine.
I don't want your shitty ass brushes.
Will can use the garbage brushes. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't want your shitty ass brushes. I just need to. I don't care how shitty
No, but that would make sense. That does he started off as a Goth, but he's now like the prophet of the Wog or
Yeah.
like I don't know if Gork and Mork are still technically part of 40K.
Yeah, no, they are. They definitely are.
So he's supposed to be the prophet. So
They haven't
he started out as a Goth, and like maybe he gets more benefits to the Goths. But he's the overall prophet of the Orc race.
Well, he is the new beast. I mean, speaking of he is the great beast nowadays. So I mean, he's
the beast of this age. But in the books, that beast, the old beast, was huge.
The old beast, and that's why I kind of don't like some of those books there, because the old beast, they talk about him and his group of his inner circle, and they're literally the group of them are the size of freaking knights. They're the size of gargants. They're freaking.
40K is not known to be subtle.
I mean, his group of orcs. These are orcs running around. They're the size of the small titans. I mean, and he was bigger, and yet Vulcan 1v1'd him.
Vulcan had multiple press X to continue.
Okay, so we're talking about this. I mean, think about this. Vulcan, if his stats in 30K don't have anything noted that he can 1v1 a Warhound, that's bullshit. Because he literally went 1-on-1 with the Great One and took him out. So yeah, no, but yeah. He should get big. He should be. I believe he should be in a 60mm, and I think they should give him the same rules they did Shadow Sun, where I can be in any without breaking up their contingency. But if I'm with one that has that ability, I get it as well.
Which I think what they're doing in that now, I think they should go back and just re-release some rules for Gilliman there. I mean, he's supposed to be the de facto leader of the Imperium right now.
I agree.
He only benefits Ultramarines.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Here's the funny thing that people aren't really talking about. They haven't been seen in the Psychic Awakening. Because they got the release just before the Psychic Awakening, they didn't get any rules updates since Psychic Awakening.
Gilliman and all that?
Nobody did. Because they got their updates just before Psychic Awakening come on. So if they want to, they could tack onto the end and do, by the way, it's been almost a year now. We're going to do the Marines on updates and stuff with the Psychic Awakening.
Vulcan lives.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing. That's the big thing to think about. I mean, with the Psychic Awakening on a whole. This new one coming on is going to be orcs.
I just had this horrible thought. What if this box comes out and it turns out it's been red herrings the entire time? We're getting a Primarch. He's going to be in the box, and it's Vulcan. It's orcs versus salamanders.
That'd be awesome. Green versus green. Who's the greenest?
I was like, dude, I would laugh so hard if it turned out
the orcs are red skin.
Hang on a sec. How about no? I hate you all. No.
You can buy the box and turn all the salamanders into wolves and just give me.
Coolman is a douche-hammer. Coolman, you leave girly rowboat man alone.
Douche hammer. What's a douche hammer?
Mike, that's a great one. I love that.
Oh man.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Is it past your bedtime?
No. Well.
Maybe past
It is mine.
Maybe past his couch.
But no, in all seriousness, you got the next piece of the Psychic Awakening is going to be wolves and orcs,
Mm-hmm.
Tapping.
and then
Is it just wolves and orcs, or are they going to throw a
Just-
third thing?
just
I
wolves and
didn't
orcs.
see him on,
Then the next box after that is called Machine War, or the next book is Machine War. It's going to be knights and knights.
Chaos and
Yeah, it's going to be both kinds of knights.
Hi, Zane.
Oh my God, Zane! It's Zane.
I'm getting on my phone right now to mod this.
Zane, say hello to the Commodore.
Oh, he's seen me, but I don't know what he looks like. So
None of us do.
because he likes to
No,
hide his
yeah.
face, and I think he's scared.
I know exactly what he looks like. I know exactly what Zane looks like.
Small Asian woman.
No. Have you seen the Plague Marine champion with the little nurgling with the helmet on?
He's
The
the
sa-
nurgling.
Zane is the sassy nurgling.
The orcs are getting the greenest, a bunch of gifts.
So yeah, you got the next box. I mean, the next book after this.
Yeah, the Knights one you were talking
It's going to be Knights of Knights
Mhm.
with Mechanicum on the Imperium side
Mhm.
and Chaos Demons on the Chaos side.
Which, if they go that route with the last couple books they've been going, I wonder if you're going to be able to build your own houses, like for the Knights, like how you could build your own guard regiments, Tau worlds.
I would assume they would.
In the Space Marine Codex, you can build your own Space Marine chapters.
I would assume they would. But I mean, if they do, that's the book that's next. You got to think about what's left after that. We know the book after that. We don't know who the enemy is, but we know the next book after that is called The Talons of the Emperor. It's going to have Custodes and the all new rules finally for the Sisters of Battle, the Sisters of Silence. Not Sisters of Battle. They suck. No, the Sisters of Silence.
I will have your tongue.
So they're fine, and because they released a figure for them this past a week ago.
Yeah, and with the book too.
But the neat thing about the figure they released, you can't play it legally right now, because you have to be able to play it where you can only play one of the figures can only be in play if you put both in play.
Mm-hmm.
One is a Custodes, one is a Sisters of Silence.
Which
and
is leading people to believe that the Sisters of Silence are going to be considered Custodes. So
well, they're going to be. They're not going to be considered Custodes, but they're going to be considered the Talons.
Nice to meet you as well, Mike.
He looks like a man.
So
No, he doesn't.
they've said that the book is going to be called the Talons of the Emperor, which is the old name for them back in 30K, which the Sisters of Silence and Custodes.
Finn's response.
Now,
Sisters of Battle are quite prudish. They don't suck.
That's very true. They don't. Actually, I joke about the Sisters of Battle. If I had the money to pick up another army right now, if I could just go, I want another army that you don't have figures for, I'd pick up Sisters of Battle.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the figures. I mean, I think they're gorgeous.
It's every single female.
But I mean, you're talking about, dropping another, couple grand to buy that army. So, because they're all new stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so if it's going to be Custodes and Sisters of Silence, who do you have them face? I mean, Necrons?
No. In my mind, Harlequins. Because of the Webway Gate. There's there's the book there. Remember, there's a book where the Custodes are fighting against the Harlequins in the palace because the Harlequins are trying to shut down the gate. So I'm thinking that's where because the Harlequins haven't been covered yet either. So you're going to see the Harlequins and the Custodes with the Sisters of Silence in that next book. So who does that leave? The last book. The only people left that I can think of. You still got the Sisters of Battle left because they actually haven't been seeing the Psychic Awakening. They just got their codex.
I thought they were in the Faith and Fury.
They were supposed to be, but they weren't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I've had a source. I've actually had a GW source, and I can claim it is specifically a GW source.
I was actually the one who started the gender thing over here, darling.
Zane, it's a Saturday.
And
look here, you sassy nerdling. You just be quiet.
Wait, would that technically be considered an assumption by calling somebody a sassy nerdling?
No. Because nerdlings don't have gender. You know what nerdlings are?
Nerdlings?
They're nerdlings.
They're snot baskets of Papa Nurgle, and he loves grandfather Nurgle, and he loves
them so much. So here's the thing.
I was gonna say.
The Sisters of Battle I've had confirmed by a GW source that the Sisters of Battle are going to appear in Psychic Awakening.
No, he said he was a man.
Oh, no, Cinedave says that it was a man, and he is right. Well, then 2 points to Cinedave that you called it.
But he just assumed, so -1, but he still had a positive.
Who cares? Here's a bag of snowflakes. Shut up.
Should I play the song?
No, we don't need to play the song.
You have to play the song. We can't.
I could have been a toaster frog. You know what? Look here. You there. Toaster lover.
Gold.
I'm your huckleberry.
Pay money to hear Val Kilmer say that.
So you got that coming up. So the people you have left, you have the Sisters of Battle, who I've got from a GW source confirmed that the Sisters of Battle will be in a Psychic Awakening book yet. Okay. Even though they just got their brand new rules, they will be in a book.
No.
So wait, when
Yeah,
the
Sisters of
Necrons
Silence, you
get in
mean?
there?
That's the question. Who's left? Sisters of Battle?
Or Sisters-
Necrons?
Sisters of
Silence,
Silence, you
you
The
mean?
sister? No.
No, he's talking about
Hello, keep up with the conversation. The Sisters of Silence are going to be in the book with the Talons of the Emperor. That's what it's called.
Yep.
That's the Talons of the Emperor is the Sisters of Silence and the Custodes, who we're thinking the people who are going to be fighting them are the Harlequins.
But
Yeah.
you kept saying Sisters of Battle.
I just said now the Sisters of Battle.
Zane would like you to identify yourself. You can choose to or not. How much information about yourself do you want to give Zane?
She's mine.
To be fair, I'm the It's Hi Zane, I'm Phoenix.
This is Flight of the Phoenix, Zane.
Background person identify.
Yours-
It took him that long to realize she's back
He's
there.
my cousin.
He was too busy being triggered over the assumption of his gender, okay?
But wait, no, you were talking. Okay, so if you talk about Sisters of Battle versus Necrons, you have faith versus cold-hearted logic,
But remember, there's still one more faction that hasn't been touched yet.
which is
The Death Guard, the overall bad guys of 8th edition.
but then they're fighting the Ultramarines, and that's the whole Plague War.
Remember, we just said the Marines haven't actually, the baseline Marines haven't shown up in Faith and Fury, or haven't shown up in Psychic Awakening. So you got Sisters of Battle, you got Necrons, you've got
what does he say?
Plague,
Two women
you
now
got the
with
Death
production
Guard,
value
and you
is
got the
going
baseline Marines.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Production value is going up. So yeah, so there's they can milk this for as long as they want.
you know, I really shouldn't stop sticking my head in because I'm coming in right. And then there are times if I try to go in, I'm coming in like from over here. Coming back out, and if I have to reach anything, I go.
Should I pop into the live stream?
We can just do it right here. I got a mouse right here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to still be going on with the Psychic Awakening. I mean, we've got. Well, the Commodore just blocked you again. Zane, behave.
What did he say?
Doesn't matter.
You can learn after the live stream.
So and again, it comes back to now we know.
Wait, Will, you're underage. You don't get to learn even after the live stream.
You gonna learn. You gonna learn.
I only have a year of underageness.
No, saying you're not blocked. You just got slapped in the face with a
Time out.
Commodore.
No, you didn't get time out. Your message didn't pass guideline censors.
You have been censored. Oh, look, your dad's here.
Hi, Dad.
The gauntlet? What do you mean the gauntlet's down? Where's the gauntlet?
Behind the
No.
The gauntlet! The gauntlet is
No, Dad.
down.
Dad.
Mini warm up through the gauntlet.
Mini warm up, really? I thought you loved me.
He does love you, but you know what he loves more?
Don't even fucking do it, or I will stick my finger in a thing of paint and attack your face.
Gauntlet.
Don't make me.
Zane, you need to go to Frost and
You're gonna
Fist.
kill me.
You need to go to Frost and Fist, and you need to check the playlist so you understand what the Gauntlet's been about. You have been gone and dismissed from the world for so long. You have no idea. You're literally you're out of touch.
You're not being nice to my Zane again.
I'm not being not nice. I'm telling him
You are being
he needs to go watch some videos so he understands
Just
why
He saw the gauntlet.
why there's a gauntlet.
He saw the gauntlet. That's what-
This is going to stick around probably until at least a year from now.
Well,
Most
I
likely.
can tell you right now that Papa Freak's not going away anytime soon either.
Papa Freak.
Oh no, Zane.
Papa Freak.
Zane is
Well, at
actually
least they aren't
the
licking
gauntlet
brushes
down
right
yet.
now. So.
She's always licking brushes.
What?
Zane is asking the gauntlet down yet.
So should we talk about the match we just did a little while ago?
Well, we're going to try and turn the footage I got into a battle report
There was a kill team match between. If you guys have watched the live streams in the past, you'll know that I issued a challenge to Lady Dragon. She finally accepted. We did a kill team match of my Primaris Marines, the Imperial Fists, versus her Custodes.
Strippers.
Stripper Custodes.
Or stripper custodies.
It's very important that we make sure that
Because they're not traditional custodies. They're naked custodies.
mostly naked custodians.
Mostly naked custodies. They're PG rated custodies.
PG-13.
PG. Well, that's only because they talk. Now, where's that bar fist going?
I would like to say that I'm not the one who said beat them off at one point during the game.
That match was a roller coaster of emotions.
It was the first round. He went from "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose," "Oh my god, I'm gonna win," "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose,"
And I was completely drunk.
He was only partially drunk.
There is true joy.
What is partially drunk in this house?
Not enough.
It's not a drink yet.
Not drunk.
Oh.
Not a
So
drunk.
eventually, I'm gonna put that battle report together and get it out there. It was a hoot a nanny to watch.
There was one
No.
point. There was one point in the match where we were just filming a wall because terrain was blocking.
Yeah,
the
it's just
camera.
like, well, there's figures somewhere behind there, I think. Because unfortunately, the cameraman has had a little too much Bailey's and vodka tonight as well.
Alex, do I smell alcohol in the air?
Now, if you can smell it,
You're good.
Inky alcohol.
Victory beverages. Victory beverages.
do you know why I pulled you over? Because you can smell it.
Gabriel Iglesias was one of the guest hosts on Not Safe.
Yes, please. I need to see that.
So yeah, it's been a great night. I mean, this is all in just so it's said, because I mean, I know the silliness has been here. I will take any excuse to hang out with good friends anytime. But today is especially good because this was all in honor of giving my niece a birthday celebration that wasn't an overdone birthday, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. You know, just hanging out, painting, having fun, eating red velvet cupcakes. So it's been a good day. Once a cop, always a cop. Even though it's been for a short time.
Let's go.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I promise I'm not driving a damn place.
Zane says happy birthday.
Thank you, Zane.
Oh.
Zane, the Commodore has issued a challenge.
So yeah, the Commodore's next match is going to be against some Necrons, apparently.
I will beat everybody in this family eventually.
Sure.
Well, here's the thing. You still got to come back to the first road bump.
I gotta build my way back up.
Yeah, because I now have a new weapon to use against you. I built that new dreadnought for my Death Guard.
Oh, that's right.
When I was playing Jack's Imperial Guard, he did some work.
Well, because you're running it as a Leviathan.
It's a Leviathan.
I've actually never played it as a Leviathan.
Commodore.
5-up invul save. It's a 5-up invul save.
You and your damn invul.
Hey, you know, and
Feel no pain, invul.
Well,
Gauntlet down.
no, there's no gauntlet. You're not allowed to talk about the gauntlet, Zane.
No, he's been enjoying a lot of your reaction.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. That thing it doesn't get the discussing resilient, but it gets the invul save. Yeah.
Stop yawning.
Oh no, I can't stop yawning. It's one of those. I'm gonna be old man ready for bed.
You don't know, Zane.
How late are we going to be on, Zane?
Probably not too much longer. Just wanted to pop in.
I don't think anybody in this house is currently safe to drive anywhere.
So we'll be here for as long as we need to be.
How long do you plan to watch if we stay on? Because then we'll do just short of that.
Don't get me hooked. forever.
You have to go do the thing. The thing?
Is that a code word for drugs?
No.
I mean, he's in California.
No, they don't need a code word for drugs in California.
I got the drugs, man.
Hang on.
Right.
Says the other Californian.
I was born in California.
So
So
you left it when?
I didn't have a choice this time. I think it was I was only a couple months old.
So
Neither-
you can't really claim yourself. as
Neither
California.
did she.
No, I spent my summers out there as a kid, though.
That doesn't
That's where my dad lives.
count.
Doesn't count. It's called vacation.
No, it wasn't. When you spend your summers in the middle of the desert, it's not vacation.
What's part of California?
The high desert area. So, 29 Palms.
Okay. Oh,
The Marine base out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm
No,
familiar.
really vacation? Canada.
I have to inject the marijuana into my blood veins. I think you're using it wrong. At that
The
point.
marijuanas. One drug, please.
Scouting report. Where
Do I begin?
Team 4-star did Final Fantasy VII Abridged. And during the whole cross-dressing scene, Cloud keeps going to this shop owner and he goes, I sell drugs. That's it. Just drugs. Cloud gets all the stuff and he has to go put on the dress. And he goes, hold on, I have to buy one more thing. And last scene is him standing before that guy. And he goes, one drugs, please.
Yes, please.
And then 3 hours later, he's still in the dressing room because he's still high as a guy going, I look so pretty.
So they released the demo for that recently? Or?
Oh my God, it's a 3-hour demo.
And that's only they're breaking it up into parts. Because I remember playing the original Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
During one summer. I borrowed it from a friend. He was showing me how to play it, and I was playing and playing. We started over at the very beginning. I was playing, and I got like to the midway of the game. So I was on disc 2, almost disc 3 out before this game. And then I actually deleted my save.
Oh God!
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
laughing over the fact that you thought you were halfway through the game at that point.
Yeah. I thought so. I mean, there's only 4 discs, and I was on disc
3.
2. No, there's 4.
Nope, there was 3. There was 4 in Final Fantasy 8. And
There were
9.
4 discs. No.
Nope.
You understand? She's
I never finished the game, so I don't know if there was.
I have the port for the PC.
Now, the fun thing about the remake, just have a little bit of moment here for myself.
We'll be on in 30 minutes. It's a possibility, Zane.
Um,
The best thing I can give you is I don't know.
Okay.
There's
With
no
that,
guarantee.
you were asking earlier. I took the tab off, so you can see it on the actual base with nothing blocking it.
Oh, I'm so great at this.
Yeah, I still think having it pop on a wheelie.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Now you got to put a grot surfing on the top.
Well, here's
Or
the
like
thing.
Mad Max and Fury Road, where he's chained to the front.
Well, you don't understand. This thing, there's a grot buggy that has that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Use an Imperial Guard Trooper.
There's a grot buggy that has a grot strapped to the front with
Mhm.
ropes. I want to get that one. But you got to remember, there's going to be.
part of the kit.
That's a different. There's a different. It's not one of the ones I have. It's the grot buggy. This thing actually it'll have a driver, and it has 2 grots hanging off the side here.
Mhm.
One of them's hanging off the side, hanging on the gun, and the other one's sitting there pointing with a targeting squig.
Yum, yum.
Oh, Zane's leaving. Oh well. All right.
Gun inject them.
I
He's
assume he's going to say he was going to inject the marrow ones.
he's 8 Zane.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I don't expect much. But yet I'm constantly disappointed.
I think if I put one of those clear discs that she gave me right underneath there. Can I get one of the little discs?
One of the little ones.
Yeah. Get this bad boy cranked up.
Stop yawning.
I'm still coming. I can yawn. I claimed victory today.
See ya, just like that.
I had to work.
That worked, right?
With the small
I
clear.
chauffeured.
Yeah, see with that small
Yeah,
with that
but
small
she's
clear disc.
beautiful and you love her. And
Mhm.
you didn't mind.
And if you minded, you can get the. I'm just saying. All right, yeah. So look at this.
Oh.
I use this disc.
I'm
Is it
almost done
hitting?
with my drink.
Look at
I'm almost done with my next
I'm nervous.
Yeah, that works pretty
that.
good.
Yeah.
And then you have to worry
I
about
have
gluing, like the
and I
glue
made mine
kind of messing with the
stronger than
plastic.
Yeah. That's gonna be nice.
Considering that's
That'll be nice. Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
content than anything else.
Rum, 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 rum. Oh, and I haven't shown you these since I actually converted them. I bought the worm spat. I've got them primed now.
Gross.
I know hacking out.
Disgusting.
I converted him, but this is the thing. These were made for fantasy.
And ugly. They're perfect.
Yeah, but notice I converted them. These were made for fantasy.
Mhm.
That's a storm bolter.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I actually got him all converted. He's got a nice, happy little bolter hitting on his hip there. And she's just gross the way she is. I love her so much. She's so pretty. Her head's over there
Warmite wants
somewhere.
to say, crap, I have the hardest time painting stupid
Space Marines. Orcs, no problem. I wonder it's because of all the straight edges on Space Marine.
Sorry, just made me drink.
Here's the thing.
Is Mini
Wait.
Warmite doing the challenge?
Warmut, how are you painting your Space Marines? Or what part of the issue are you having with the straight lines?
Because he's used to playing orcs where you just kind of slap paint on and let it go where it goes.
Yeah.
And Marines, you got to be kind of neat and clean because you can't build orc Marines. They don't look right because the armor is so sleek and clean.
Just do Marines that come from a mud planet and they're used to like fighting in mud terrain combat and just cover them in mud.
Literally, mud.
Yeah, there you go. But
Actually,
no, I really want to know many more how you're painting those Marines, and then because the thing for doing straight lines is like, are you trying to do like straight lines like for definition or detail, or are you just having issues keeping things neat?
Well, it's almost panel lines. Yeah, I mean, it can be tough.
Yeah, I mean it depends like how you build your army though.
He's a hell of a painter though. Desert
my
colors.
God.
He's doing this like desert camel color stuff. So he's having a heck of a time. I can imagine. Since he's in Arizona.
I think you posted some of those on Instagram, right? Maybe?
Yeah, they look good. They look good.
I think I've seen those.
But it's a lot more effort than orcs where you can just kind of slap paint and see what you get.
Wait, do you have some of this stuff?
Yeah, probably.
yes, we do. No,
Let's just take a quick look at them real quick.
Let's take a quick peek at what you got.
Maybe I can use some quality.
Come on now.
that's actually really good for bringing out green.
We're gonna look right at your stuff right now, Mini Warmer. You're gonna get a personalized, detailed review by Big D and the Commodore right here.
Why are you guys being my one eye?
We're not. We're looking at his junk.
Phrasing?
Come on now.
Context.
Context, yes. Think about context.
Okay, let's see this
That's
guy.
it's a little bit blue.
Did he say if he's posted some on his Instagram? I think he did.
I would assume he did.
Where it is modern day. With where you call it.
I mean, here's his orcs. It's a classic orc.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a classic orc. They look great. Classic grots.
I like the grass. Those are some good looking grass.
Yeah.
And all of her holdings
Well, that makes it
against any threats of the supernatural.
I don't think he.
The House
Here we go.
organization is her number one
No.
group
Alright, no.
that fights
Go back to the
monsters
see if he posted in the live stream.
because they
He said
use
he's done on his Instagram.
Because I mean, he does really good work. You know? I don't see. You know, Warmont.
And he is
Here we go, Weiner.
ancient vampire
Go back to the live stream.
that specializes in murdering other vampires. And
Not much
the
on.
first step.
All right, come on. Post one of them up on your Instagram so we can take a peek at it. Come on, do it. Do it now. Do it now. Now.
So
Can you
that
see if I
means
can
that it's a really good
see if I can
series,
go from there?
actually.
'Cause I think I'm pretty sure
Very
I
dark.
saw him
They
anywhere.
already fucked up. They even deal with the Catholic Church and everything. And the Catholic Church has their own group called the Iscariot organization named after because they are the necessary evil.
It's more Warhammer Fantasy. I mean, you do great work. You do great work, Minnie Wormut. I mean,
So,
you really do. I mean, looking at the stuff you're doing,
but
it's
fantastic,
good
you know.
stuff. It really is. We just,
I like how diverse on the models he paints too. He just
Yeah.
doesn't focus on one thing.
yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of these marble kits, and then if you go back a little further, he's got some great like vehicular kits.
Well, it's very dark humor while following the whole thing. Like, like at one point,
I actually love this little pumpkin-headed dude.
Are these Terminators?
not so much.
Are these Terminators in front of that?
Where?
Oh, okay.
And
I guess
it's really
are
funny
the
because at one point they're trying to
Minnie?
figure
Are
out,
these
you know,
Terminators part of the?
It looks like it.
Yeah, they got like a desert. I really like it. It's like a desert camel
I might as well tell you.
Where is that?
And as he's dying, he goes,
It's pretty good. I like it. It's almost like the
rest of the
old
group
school
goes,
Road Trader paint schemes.
All right.
"Okay, so what did you hear? I heard,
So
this,
then, yeah,
I heard this."
dude. I
And
mean,
there's another.
those. If you're doing your Marines like you're doing those Terminators, they look great, man.
Mhm. I really like that.
Her
Yeah.
character is
RFT Hobby. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, RFT Hobby? Good to see you. Good to see you.
they normally just.
Oh,
She was never a police force before. She got turned into a-
this one is like the last couple of minutes of our normal streams. This is how I know when I've run out of gas. So-
Oh wait, okay. Well then, let me take this over. Then.
You take this over.
All right. So now you have the Commodore, the moderator of the live stream. Anybody have any questions for the Commodore in regards to the stuff I'm working on, or any of my models that I paint on? And I'm going to have a cup on my head.
I gotta find her.
I mean, if you guys want to look at some of the stuff I paint and such, you guys can follow
Nightly
me.
Gamer
Nightly
on
Gamer.
Instagram. Come on, you guys gotta go there.
Nightly Gamer, like the night, like from medieval times.
There is many items. There's so many time in it.
Yeah, they can be. I'm not gonna lie. Those shoulder pads. Here's what I've found when I'm working with shoulder pads, because again, we're gonna go back to the Marine that I literally just finished this guy last week. When I'm trying to paint those straight lines on the pads,
Mhm.
I don't use the tip of the brush.
Yeah.
When I'm working one of these, I will turn it sideways.
The other night to the round table going, I am never going to be able to.
Bill, give me my brushes back, you brush thief.
Should we allow him to have
So,
that?
Minnie, when you're trying to do those straight lines, are you using anything as a guideline or like a stencil to help you get those lines?
See, you don't need a stencil. Honestly, let me show you. When you're working with the model, you put it. I'm going to work with it on my handle here. Normally, when you're looking at it, you're going at it with the brush, with the point, using the point of your brush. When I'm trying to do these straight lines on the edges, turn the brush to the side, and instead of using the tip, I'm using the side of the brush and stroking across the piece and follow the ridges that way, like going across, and that's how I get the lines nice and straight, because I'm not trying to come at it and hold it in a line. I'm just drawing it across the side like that. It's a lot easier to keep a nice clean straight line that way. That's what I find, because I'm lucky. I don't have shaky hands. I have nice stable hands, and I still will use, like, I'll use the two-handed grip. So I'll hold it with one hand, and I'll take the second hand, and then I'm just taking the brush and using the side of it to come over, like, and you can see it from here. Instead of trying to use it with a point, come across like that. You see how easy it is? Just come across the edge of the ridge like that, and you don't want to worry about it getting into the pad.
Or you could do the reverse of that, which I find a little bit easier. So
And that becomes this huge running.
paint your black outline first, and then slowly start pulling your red to the edge and stopping where you want to go, and then you've got that. So there's multiple ways. It just depends on which color you want to.
Well, that's the whole thing. I do the red first. I go in there and I get the red first, and then I'll shade it.
That's how I do mine too. I'll do like for my guys it's the yellow, but then I'll do the black.
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah. I'll do my red, and I shade it, and then I'll get the edge, because I'll think the edge will get messed up, and then I just do that side lining it, and it comes out nice and clean. I use a smaller brush though. That's the other thing. I know a lot of guys, they talk about when you're doing large areas to get that, fine tip and a fat brush. I honestly believe it really depends what you're painting. I use a plethora of brushes depending what part of the mini. I mean, I'll go through 5-6 brushes, even painting the same area, swapping different brushes to get a different what I want in the area I'm working at.
Out of her, because Alucard will say it one more time.
Now, I will tell you that micro pen idea is not a bad idea.
Haven't you heard?
Lady Dragon uses it when she's doing the eyes on her figure. She just said, I'm not even trying to paint this anymore.
I think Minnie just sent a messenger, Space Marine to your messenger.
Messenger.
But and then
Yeah, I was learning because I'm for the 3 paint challenge. I was looking at which different ways to do it and looking at different paint schemes among the worlds to see which one I could do the easiest version of. Yeah, Sons of Archive, great.
Nothing. Did you send it to your Instagram?
He sent it instant messenger, so that's going to be Face Cult.
He goes, so like, can we sing this? And his boss goes, yeah. Look, tell you what.
Here we go.
You would bring it down, and you can sing the song. So he does.
And then he dies.
Bless you, play, Joe.
Thank
And while that's going on, back
1 point coronavirus.
Corona high five. Coronavirus high five. There we go.
She's standing out front as they're getting ready to attack.
Pulling up right now, taking a peek at it anymore. Give me just a sec. With all the crap I have open, it's not even had.
Step back.
It's closed
Two
open.
of them.
Oh my god.
And she's got these huge drums that you don't normally see on the artillery strapped to her back and just opens fire. Sarah's is very awesome. Whereas in Austin Bridge,
Also,
She gets
when
attacked
you
by
do the
another
shoulder, do you paint the under part of the base color?
and she's like, oh, and she goes,
When I do my shoulder pads, if I have to go back and reline them, I'll actually do them in the highlight color, and then I'll run a line. I'll use a really fine tip brush, and then just run a line of wash across the middle of the piece.
the woman cut her arm.
Oh, and he's not even helping himself out because he's doing the 2nd edition Marines. Those tiny, low detail Marines. I mean, they're great figures, but they're tiny.
There's some good stuff here.
There are, but you got to remember, I don't know, have you actually seen those things up close, how big they are?
Yeah, I used to paint those.
Yeah, I mean, if I got a box of them over there, they're half the size of a
So
freaking.
when you do the shoulder, do you the part under the base? So I think he's talking about this part here. I've always like. So if you're talking about like this is the shoulder pad, and then you get the part that goes like comes down. This part, I've always like if my trim's black, I always paint that underneath black too.
Yeah.
Like I consider it part of like the part of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like how clean that brown is.
Yeah, it's a clean job, dude. It looks good. But yeah, I mean, you're working with a smaller mini, so it's gotta be tough. Using a finer tip brush is really the only way to go in some of these cases. Trying to get that underneath, because it's trying to get that underneath the arm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
It's like right above the elbow.
Yeah.
And one of his guys goes,
Yeah, looks good though.
like, contacts. This everybody, the whole city all just kind of goes.
Getting rid of all the extra crap we had open. We had a heck of a night tonight.
Well,
All right, so we are coming up on the 10 o'clock hour, so I think we're going to call it here, just because we're getting uptight. And
Oh no, Zane will be heartbroken. Sorry, Zane.
Zane, I'm sorry.
Nah.
stop right there.
I apologize.
I don't.
No. No, you should
Like
apologize.
Odin's beard, stop.
No.
Oh, damn it, he's back.
Get the Bactine out.
We're fast enough, guys.
All right, everybody. So I'm Big D. I want to thank you all for coming and sticking with us tonight when we just kind of showed up and freaked you out by being on here.
Special guests.
Zane. Just for you, Zane. There's your gauntlet. Oh, Al's sending me stuff for your messenger. Hang on. He's important. Zane may not be, but Al's important enough for me to check.
Wow.
Hey, I've known Al
All of your
for
life?
50 years.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Oh, this is Al being
49.
this is Al going, Adrian, you need to come and see me. I built this model for you, and you still haven't come and picked this thing up for me because you haven't come by my house in 2 years. This is Al's version.
It's been 2 years?
It's been 2 years since the last time I went out there. This is Al's version of a guilt trip.
No, that's a cool way to black.
I put all this effort into a model for you because you're my little brother and I love you.
So
And this
that's the only thing he had to do. So me sitting there and whining and crying at you over the fact that I missed my birthday. Apparently, my
No.
well, they might, but then
Apparently they're not as important as things.
here's the thing. I would worry about what you think, Shannon. But we've had this conversation before. She can't even do this right now. That's right.
Anyway, continue. We drove her tired.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of bit of me.
So here's what we're gonna do to make this happen. Here's what we're gonna do to make this happen. Because I'm terrible about it and I know this. Al, messenger my wife.
I'm not on Facebook. Ask Minnie Warmutt and friggin' Tommy or Minnie Warmutt and Hellchild.
Okay, Al, my wife is worthless. So
I feel like I need to move because things are going to be thrown.
you know what? We will get this worked out. We have close family all over the place. We'll get this worked out so we can get it. Because you're making me feel guilty. I feel like a horrible human being.
You are.
I need to see your dad. If for no other reason than just to prove to him that I care about him a little. Yeah, a little.
Very nice.
All right. So, Al, I will make arrangements. We will make this happen. I promise. I promise to make this happen.
Thanks for bringing down.
Easter. Well,
I'm
Easter's
not
going to be
gonna-
hard. We're having a party Easter.
No, we're having the party the Saturday after Easter. I deliberately didn't.
Wait, Minnie Warmutt. I was about to just log off, and then I hear Big D say his last words to the lady.
It's been great.
Do I get the channel when you die?
No, I get the channel when he dies.
Nope, you're all wrong. As I'm his wife.
No, you have your own channel.
You'll be in
Not
jail
here
for
in
murder.
jail. Only if I get caught.
There's multiple witnesses.
It's got video proof.
Your Honor, Exhibit A. I didn't kill him. We can clearly see you killing him.
Just so it's said,
So I did it.
when I die, I want an Egyptian. When I die, I want an Egyptian burial. All my Warhammer minis are being buried with me.
No, you can't get them. I don't want them.
Oh no, you want them. I just don't
Wouldn't
want
she
you
be
to.
buried with you then? Because were they buried with you then?
He's now beginning to understand.
No, I'll give you a Viking funeral.
As long as you put me in a boat made from the sprues and my fingers.
Burn.
I'm gonna delete the stream.
You just
She
still
doesn't-
find it.
She's still trying to remember and figure out how to get the stream going. She's not gonna know how to delete the damn thing.
And she'll ask her one of her children.
All right,
to.
y'all. So
Very nice.
this is the madness of the dragon family. I'm Big D. This is the Flight of the Phoenix. This is the Commodore, Plague Child, and somewhere over there is a woman who actually married me.
Who was looking at you earlier with her.
And we are so thankful you got to spend the evening with us.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Please
say that. I don't want
hit
girl.
that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out
I'll take care of
Big D, the Gramecraft Dragon, the Nightly Gamer, and Lady Dragon 28 on Instagram. If you so choose, hit that bell. Drop us a line on our Patreon.
Smash the like button.
Just smash everything. Hit it all. Make everybody happy. It's all about spreading the love, and that's what we do.
Leave a comment. Ding the dongs. Ding the dongs.
Ding the dongs. And hey,
You're
If-
dealing?
you got questions for us?
Don't.
We don't care, but we still want you to put them in the comments. Oh God, yeah, this is that time of night,
We need
y'all.
both women back just to keep the viewership up.
So,
Tell you what, I'll see if I can get her to come when I do my response battle to their spot.
English is not first language.
I'm gonna actually know my English. Is not my first language. When I do my response video to Chilling War Games challenge.
I guess we could keep the Viking for that. No, I got to be in the chat to moderate using.
Why?
just pray with Bactine, you'll be fine.
That way you can't moderate me. I knew it.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Remember always, game on.
Keep it epic.
Oh,